Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Snow has been falling across the valley since earlier this afternoon, making road conditions slippery. The winter storm headed our way is expected to be one of the strongest the area has seen in a while. So crews with the North Dakota DOT and area public works departments are doing all they can to prepare for the days to come. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly joins us live to explain. Katie?
Andrea, I'm out in the middle of what is just the beginning of a storm that could have blizzard-like conditions. As you can see, the snow is coming down, and it seems like there's a fair bit of snow on the ground as well. West Fargo Public Works says they've been putting brine to help prepare and help with road conditions, but they'll also have plows out day and night trying to keep the roads clear.
We'll be out there, we'll be hitting the snow emergencies first. We'll concentrate on the snow emergencies and just keep on going through to make sure they stay open. And then once the snow stops and the wind dies down, we'll venture out in the residential and plow everything open and get everything opened up. And at the same time, we'll have sanders out there for slick spots. We'll just try and make the roads as safe as we can.
They want to remind people to give plows and trucks working on the roads room to do their job. Also, if at all possible, they say keeping parked cars off of the road will allow for areas to be cleared more quickly and efficiently. The North Dakota Department of Transportation says they will also have trucks, plows, and tractor snowblowers out to keep the roads clear, but if at all possible, to just stay home.
All right, thank you, Katie. The DOT also reminds everyone to be patient. The high winds that we're expecting will not only make visibility poor, but they'll also push the snow back onto area roads, so plows may have to clear the roads several times. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll tell you what to keep in your car if you do decide to travel. Snow has been falling pretty steadily in the FM area, as you heard Katie say, but what falls tonight is nothing compared to what's forecast for Thursday. Let's head right over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson in the Storm Team Center for the latest. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. I want to make clear that this storm system that's making its way towards us is beginning with round 1 tonight into tomorrow morning. You can see that on the radar, and it extends from the Minot area through Bismarck into northeast South Dakota and southern Minnesota, where you see the whites here, by the way, bands of very large snowflakes, which will rapidly accumulate, are pushing to the north and east. We already have reports out in western North Dakota and central North Dakota of 3 to 8 inches of snow from the band that's pushing up toward the Devil's Lake Basin. All of this is moving north and east. Here's your timeline. Round 1 starting now. 2 to 8 inches expected from this. And as we go into the afternoon tomorrow, the wind increases and another round of snow moves up. That band of snow will push through southeast North Dakota into central Minnesota. By Friday, the snow and the wind will end, but the cold takes hold. Here's a look at the storm system as it makes its way through by tomorrow morning. And again, 2 to 8 inches of snow on the ground with winds from the east or northeast at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. The wind picks up late in the day, and we will see possible blizzard conditions Thursday and into Friday morning for the Southern Valley into portions of Minnesota. And there is a look at snowfall potential with this system. Grand Forks 3 to 6, Fargo 5 to 11 plus a little more in some spots. How about 8 to 15 inches of shovel trouble for our Southern Valley viewers? And there could be a band of ice out to the central portions of Minnesota. I'll have all the latest in your hour-by-hour forecast and what you can expect with this 1-2 punch here in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And as the snow starts to roll in, businesses will be closing. If you need to submit a closure, head to valleynewslive.com. Under the Weather tab, click the gold button on the right-hand side. If you're having trouble logging into your account, click the Requests Closing Login button for help. A Moorhead home is facing heavy damage after a fire started in the garage and spread through the house this afternoon. It happened on the 3000 block of Riverview Circle South. The assistant fire chief with the Moorhead Fire Department tells us someone was home when they noticed fire and smoke coming from the garage.
Fire started in the garage, progressed, broke through one of the windows, started the siding of the garage on fire, which then also started the siding of the house on fire, worked its way up into the attic. It's not clear if the home is a total loss. The fire remains under investigation.
A Fargo man has pleaded guilty to terrorizing and menacing a woman at a Fargo apartment. Christopher Graywater is charged with 2 counts of terrorizing. A charge of sexual assault against him has been dropped. The victim told police that on the night of November 19th, Graywater forced himself on her after the two had been drinking. The next day, Fargo police investigated at an apartment on 11th Street North. A neighbor who called police says he heard the victim screaming, and when he entered the apartment, he says he saw Graywater holding the victim to the floor by her head and neck. Police say the victim had visible bruising on her body. Authorities are reminding anglers to remove all of their belongings from their fish houses after a rash of break-ins. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they received multiple reports of thefts on 3 lakes just northwest of Alexandria. The suspects forced their way into the fish houses and took fishing equipment, electronics, heaters, propane tanks, and other items. If you see anything suspicious on any lake, you're urged to call authorities. A woman is facing charges after driving under the influence following a rollover crash in downtown Fargo. It happened just after midnight at Main Avenue and 2nd Street. That's on the west side of the Veterans Memorial Main Avenue Bridge. Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to get to the victims. The driver had minor injuries. Her passenger was not hurt. The car has extensive front-end damage on the passenger side. Police have arrested 36-year-old Susan McAndrew of Fargo for DUI in that case. Officers say her blood alcohol content was 0.20, which is more than twice the legal limit for driving. A second body has been found at the site where a plane crashed into a South Dakota neighborhood. The crash happened shortly after 5 p.m. yesterday in between 2 homes in that area. Emergency crews evacuated 4 homes total. 2 of the houses were significantly damaged. No one inside was injured. The debris site is roughly 2 blocks. Officials say pieces of material are scattered everywhere. Police are now monitoring the area until the National Transportation Safety Board arrives. North Dakota's national parks are being affected by the partial federal government shutdown. The National Park Service says Fort Union Trading Post National Historic Site is mostly closed. Roads, lookouts, and trails at Theodore Roosevelt National Park and Knife River Indian Village's National Historic Site are accessible, but emergency and rescue services will be limited. There are no visitor services at all North Dakota National Park sites, including public information, restrooms, trash collection, and facilities and roads maintenance.